I'm going to have to upload the first 5 minutes because it didn't upload to my YouTube channel. I just started it now. So now we have 3-letter words and 2-letter words and 1-letter word. And when we're going with the 3-letter word, right, I like to say we're going 2 times 9, this side and this side, or 3 times 6. Here's my 180-degree plane right over here. When I sleep, right, I go to bed, I go to bed, my feet are on this side, my head's on this side, right? The more you curl up together, right? There's 3 parts to the world in 666. There's only 2 parts to the world in 99. Your 99 is your continuous birth, right? 9, 9. Every face is 99. If you go 999, you have 3 faces. If you go 9999, you've made a mirror. We have the tools inside the game. They give us something that looks like this. In the outside world, they call it a calculator. Here in the outside world, if you were driving a truck and you had your, right, it'd be the universal joint to the drive shaft, perhaps, right? But this universal joint, when complete, okay, it creates a block. This is what's found in the middle of Rubik's Cube. So if you were looking at a 3 cubed, this would be it. If you looked at a 2 cubed, it would stop right over here. It would only be this corner over here. That would be your 2 cubed, this part over here, right? But this 2 cubed is unlike what is 3 cubed. 8 and 27 equals to 35. Think about that. 2 cubed, 2 by 2 by 2, 8. 3 by 3 by 3, 27 and 8. Hey, brother. That's what the 22 Rubik's Cube, the 222, right, versus the 333. 222 is in the void 777, 333 in the void 666, 222 in the mirror is 5, 5, and 5, and 7, 7, and 7 in the mirror is going to fit in the second house. I only have a void 7 on the cube, or all converts of numbers on the cube are what is 777. It's a combination using the lunar moon. When you go to 8, okay, you're going to use the moons of Mars through Neptune. It's a system of 420s in 2020. It is the T letter. It is 4 by 5, okay, equaling to 20, because the star system of 10, okay, is made up of a connecting of the lower world to the upper world, of the lower wing to the upper wing. From bringing one part of the left side, 11, to the right side, 9. I speak it only from what cometh in the setup of our world. The 7, 3 equals to 10. The 9, 1 equals to 10. The 4, 6 equals to 10. The 8, 2 equals to 10. In each connecting of these 10s, okay, I pass through area 5, the letter E. The E world of 5, 2 5s is 10 equals to J. 3 5s is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. Equals to the letter O, and that is where we are. 15 equaling to 6, where 2, 3, 4 plays a role of the 9 birth, living into the 6th life. With the 1 moon of Luna and the 2 moons of Mars, noted to be Mercury and Venus. Here's your Earth. I look at this as I look at the zodiac. When I start over again, I need to make myself understand that when you start over again, you start at 10. The first 2 disappear. These first 2 disappear. It only begins here. This is your first base creation to 9 in the other world, where what adds on to what was 1 is now the mirror of A, B, C, D, equaling to 10, and then 11. In the next one, I don't know what that combination of 11 is. I do know that when you do connect your 11 worlds, you connect the whole birth the 8-3-11, the 9-2-11, the 5-6-11, creating the belt, and then on this side, the 7-4-11, which ignites to who I is, and this is the word for energy. This is the word for cross. The ace letter, put the cross in the ace letter, you connect the heavens to the birth. That cross, being on the cross, tied to the center of the cross, with your arm out, reaching to both worlds. When you're nailed into the cross, in French, it's 333, they call it a clou. And the void of the clue 333 is the 666 fox, the wise fox. And then the converted area of what is 6 went into the cubic house becomes 888, and that becomes your headquarters back on the cross. Just above the 180-degree line, going across the cross to the 90 going above. You see the 90 this way. I just call the 90 this way. I see it the way a child sees it. 180 across, the R that connects both worlds. Russia puts the R backwards. Have you ever seen what Russian writing looks like? It's practically talking to you, and I just looked at it for the first time today. Believe it or not, that this music that is playing right now, the resonance of Cyrus, S-I-R-I, 999. It begins with 19. It is 19918 or 1999319. It's talking about lightning. It's talking about thunder and lightning. It's talking about thunder and lightning and rain. When we open up a box, right, and there's a piece missing, we still must count that piece as a knowledgeable understanding. So we already know that when the package comes in, and it's the lightning and the thunder and the rain, they come as a package even if it doesn't rain. You have been warned. Your senses have awoken. Thunder with TH, lightning, which is also known as just 1 second, where is it? It was in my, let me duplicate this. I called this video, okay, I called this video The Lost Bell. I have no ringing in my ears. Oh, hold on a second. I have to, I'm trying to do something here at the same time. Oh, edit. Okay, yes. I have no ringing in my ears. What rings? What is an ear? Because once I put a TH onto ear, it becomes earth. What is the ringing? Call home. 2 moons and 1 moon. Now, if I have to use these 2 moons, stop talking. What is going on? What is this around us? What do they call it? I use for what everybody else uses, and I add this into the game. Is it the conscious? Is it the altered conscious outside of here? When you breathe, when this outside and you breathe, you're funneling in, right? Let me think. You ever do that? Let me think. So when you breathe, what are you thinking? Did you just take all that information in? I saw you. You breathed. You took in all that information. And it sent it out everywhere. I saw your heart is beating. You feel good. The air went down. And when you know how to consciously breathe properly, you know, and this is why I can speak, because I went through the process, and it ain't easy. Meditation, to the fullness of the breath, the fullness to feel the ends of your fingers, in order to empty out the space in your mind of what's attacking you in your mind. Because the end result of your mind or my mind or everybody's mind, you let me know. Okay, it's not the addiction, because the addiction is only going to feel the vibration. We all want to feel that good vibration that makes us feel harmonic, that makes us dance, that doesn't put any fears, right, into anything of who we are. Not worried about what anybody says. full of confidence because you know where everything is, where the truth is, and it has nothing to do with somebody speaks, because everybody speaks a blind. The Federation, for me, when I read it, it's deaf, dumb, and blind, that system. It's deaf, dumb, and blind. Just want to show you one thing I wrote out yesterday, right? And then I'm going to speak about, no, not this. First thing, yeah, I'm going to just show you this little thing. We have 156. We have 246. We have 336. Now, this is part of the game knowledge, right? Here's the game knowledge. We have 156, right? So the minute we do that, we have to go, we have 26, right? We have 268, 156. So now I'm going to have to put 62. Six and 2, 1 and 5. 5 and 3, 2 and 4. 4 and 4, 3 and 3, 4 and 3, 7, 5 and 2, 7, 3 and 4, 7, 2 and 5, 7, 6 and 1, 7. 6 and 5, 11, 1 and 1 is 2, 2 and 1, 3. This coming together is going to show you what 3 and 2 look like inside this number. These are the basics. When you see 5 and 3, you see 2 and 4. So when you see 5 and 3, you see 2 and 4. When you see 3 and 3, you see 4 and 4. So you will see this opposite this, this opposite this, this opposite this. This is games. The thing is to learn what is actually true. You know it for truth. Now, when I put it forward to its mathematics, you'll know that for truth in the equation. Then I put it towards what's going on in the zodiac as to the names of all the zodiac characters, the numeric value for all the character letters that are created by dots and dashes, noted to be a line and a dot in 360 degrees of angles, angels, I, and angles. Angel is 39, the word 10 is 39. When you begin with a one-letter word, a two-letter word, and a three-letter word, 27. The second one is 54, 45. Sorry, the first one is 20. Let me see. First one is 27. The second one becomes 45. The third one becomes 63. So that would be 27, 54, 81. Your creation is in Venus. 9 times 9. Where do we get 9 and 9? We get it from here. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 plus 6 is 9. So now we have 9. Star math. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 equals 27. The house of 8, where 7 resides inside the second house. Right? But then it gets reduced. It gets reduced over here. The numeric value for Earth, the numeric value for Ram, okay? The Lamb is 28. How does it get reduced? There's a 7 empty space as 313 in here, okay? What happens, okay? Let me just show you two on another level. What happens is it now gets removed. You see they added in another moon in the center of Venus. This moon is the ace moon, located over here, usually in the 5th position, known as the 1 dot. When you see the 1 dot on a deck of cards, I have already been told what their value is through this denomination here. This is telling me about the placements of the cards. So what happens is you come into the world, you open up the world, and you play it over here in the quarter houses. This is 5 and 4, 9. This is 2 and 7, 9. It is 7 and 4, 11. 7 and 4, God. 7 and 4, Jesus. 7 and 4, energy. It comes from number 5 and 7. 5 and 7, the 5 would be the E world, the 7 would be the gateway in the E world, and that would be male. It would connect to Mars. The 7 male connects to Mars. The 9, which is everywhere, will connect to the moon. The reason for that is the way the French speak. The French have altered my way of arranging my number system. And since I know these square head diamonds, okay, live with the clubs, right? The club in Quebec, the fleur-de-lis, you see the club, right? The fleur-de-lis is a club, right? The encompassment of a club, okay, is a heart, right? To encompass the 3 balls of the club, which is actually giving a pedestal to what is the red heart. The diamond suit is actually what can look as those pedestals that have been added on and cut apart, because the diamond suit is actually 2 pyramids, one above the other, 44 area, which means I have 3 sides plus a base. What you do is you cut this in half. You have a base on the bottom of the 3 sides, plus the 3 sides is 4. You wind around 3, 3, 3, 3 for 12. Now you have the 12 zodiac signs rubbing around this. You have 2 of them. When you put them together, you end up with 6 sides, right, of this. But there's things happening inside of this. Inside of this. Look at that. It's happening inside of this. Look, they can funnel from one world to the other one. There's a transition period, right? It's an add-on. I'm going to warm up some water. I'm going to come back. I'm going to explain to you this 222, this 444, or anything that's ever been written in any book, because the alphabet is just a bunch of dots and dashes connected together. The ruler in school of 12 inches, the ruler in school, the shapes, the names you give to these shapes, right? If you want to say nose, nay, af, in Hebrew, they say nose as af. When you say in Hebrew and French, that sort of sounds the same very often, right? They have a maf there, right? That's nose. I know they have the maf, yeah, right? But they have the mafter. I know the French have a hard time pronouncing the H, right? And when you say mafter, right, it's part of a prayer, but the after, okay, means half of earth, tear, equaling into the word earth. I've got a message I just need to take over here. I don't know why. I don't like to ever get interrupted, but that's okay. Oh no, I'm interrupted very well. Wow, somebody just put out here the Jesus cube, right? I've been doing this so long. Oh my God. Okay, thank you very much there. This is absolutely amazing. Wow. Jesus Christ 2368. Now I'd like to know what it means. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, that works out. Yes, I see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, these are 6 by 6 by 4. Absolutely perfect. Yes, absolutely perfect. 6 by 6 by 4. 6 and 4, 20% away from 5, which is the E world, right? We'll create what is 6 and what is 4. 101 away. When you say 101 by using that combination, you can also speak about it. Hi, Miss Watkins. You can also speak about, if you say anything 101, doesn't matter what you say in numbers. I like to sometimes revert it to binary code, even if you say 764. You see, 764, the music I'm playing is the word God, and it's just a very soft music. And well, now it's into something else. I don't want to hear this. I want to hear the, right? It's for the nervous system, the balancing of the nervous system. And it says Egyptian music scale. And it says the resonance of Sirius. So we'd have to understand that star. Also, Egypt is, in the word Egypt, it's actually telling us rotation of our year. The word Egypt is telling us about inside the first and the last letter, the middle, right? The guts, right? You're not eating the fur and the skin, right? You're using that to ride on. So if 7 is on this side, 6, 4 is on this side, then whatever numbers is in between, we're riding on that number. So we're riding on 6, which is the O letter inside the word dog or God, whichever way you want to do it. If wherever we move that letter, we'll be riding on the other letter. So I'm going to the kitchen for 1 minute. Again, we're down to 2 people, right? Which makes absolutely no sense. I'm here every single day with putting in 2-3 hours and sharing what is the most incredible information that has ever been learned while playing a game. Imagine you're playing a game, right? So yeah, I'm going to the kitchen for a minute and then I'm going to be back. And we still haven't touched our hands on the Zodiac. I feel so much better. I washed the floor. I've got to go get some water in the other room. Just give me a minute. You know, I'm learning myself, even when I haven't, you build a machine to work for something, and after you build that machine, you find out you can build it better, right? And I just make equations, and I just keep making the equations better. And it sort of sounds like Build Back Better, right? It's the Better Business Bureau, basically, you can say. Build Back Better, Better Business Bureau. Wow, this is dirty. I'm not happy about that. Just give me a second. I'm going to put this here. Okay. Put this here. Where's the cat in front of the balcony? So everybody knows that who's been here before that I really never know what I'm going to say next. So we're going to get to this piece over here. So we showed you on the dice how they all reverse to each other. Now when we crisscross this one over here, here we're going to get 8, here we're going to get 6. In between each one of these, right, 6 and 8 is number 7. But inside of this one, you create what is 77 crisscrossing. 4, 3, 4, 3. They're both 7, 3, 3, 3, 4. Inside of here we got 7, right? Inside of here we got 7. I crisscross, I get 9. Okay? And over here I get 5. And when I do the same thing here, here I have 8 and 6. We know it's the 7th gate in between. I crisscross, I get 11. 1 and 1 is 2. And 2 and 1 is 3. So each one of these is going to tell me something different. Number 95 is the birth in the E-world, the electric company, and the division of the cat, division of the feminine, division of the communication. This one over here, 1 and 5, which resides inside here, your 3 creation. The E-world resides inside of here. The reason for that is when you look what is in between these two, there is nothing. And when the separation of nothing becomes something, it becomes a 5. To the left and the right of the 5 will be 4, 5, 4, and that's going to be the sunny sun, the passage in the sun, the fox, the ox, the taureau, the house of bait, the second world, the birth and rotation of the sun within you, your creation, from bringing the father and the mother together again through the sun, bringing you into the heavens of the dividing of the day of 8 and 16 hours, of electric company 15, where the vibration runs into the heavens, the 8 ball and the 15 ball in pool. How do I see this? 5 plus 3, 8. 5 times 3, 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 3 and 5 is 8. 6 and 8, you're at the dividing gate. Here is you're going to be the totality of every area on the cube. It's going to be on the dartboard, adding 1 through 20, which is also going to be part of your creation. In the Dog God Queen House 88, the Purple House, Andromeda, NGC 7286, in a constellation of Pegasus, primary source, right over here. Between these two, they're going to tell you about the moon system 5775, which is E-World Gateway Connect to another E-World, feminine and feminine 12 and 12, connecting to the single 13. It's going to total to a total of 12 plus 12 or 343. 7 times 7 times 7 is 343. 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 21 coming off the cube, and 343 is 364. 364 divided by 4 equals to 91. Add up 1 through 13, the numeric value going into the moon. 1 through 13, the man's bar mitzvah. 616, the separation, okay, from the operator, or the divided sun of the eye of I am, connecting both worlds. 13, where was I with the rest of this? D5, the reason for the 5 is 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 will create what is 3 and 2. The ram and the pig. When you do it for the male side, it's going to be number 13. 13 is going to represent 99. It's also going to be a separation of area space. It's also going to understand that it's 4, 10, 11, 12, 13. It is the 4th of the 10 dimension into the house of Bait. If you're talking now in binary code, or if we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10, we come into the mirror world. Thirteen is the first teen. T and H, first and second. I and R is second and third. That I and R coming together comes together through the base of creation, which is 3 and 6. When you bring this, and look what you see. There are 9. Here you see 1, here you see 2. There are 9 areas. There are 9 areas on every single face. Inside the measurements of every area is actually a half area. It's a half area to note that the center of this cube is 2. The corners are 3. The payout in blackjack are 3 to 2. When you get a blackjack, when ace 11 connects 2 worlds to any 10, which has been mirrored, and now you bring life 21. You get paid back what your hometown is and your vibration. 1.5 times your money, numeric value for the quarter house of Mars, which is 15, which is Saturn square, or 51. M-A-R-S equals to 51. M13. A is being the second letter, explaining that the house of Bait has been divided in the second position. When you look at binary code, every position gets a number, 0, 0, 0, 0. But in this instance, you're starting from the right to the left and not the left to the right, so it needs to be discussed. But in base planning, okay, starting from the first letter and not the last letter, the first letter is going to be 1. The second letter is going to be 2. The third letter is going to be 3. So if you tell me all 3 letters, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. If you show me 2 letters, I'm going to go 1, 2. And then there's levels of each letters. The S is on the third level. 19 is the third level. 10 is the second level. 1 is the third level. 1, 10, 19. They're all the same and they're all different because I think they're going to do this, even though they go in a straight line. 13 equals also to sky pass. It is 99. T-H-I-R. T-H in teach. Okay. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6, okay, is going to equal to 18, and 9 equals to 27. Your 3 and 6, okay, your 3 and 6, or your 3 times 6, okay. I didn't want to do it too many ways here. Is because where 1 and 2 equals to 3, to where 8 and 7 equals to 15. 3 and 6, your 2, 3, 4 vibration plays with in between over here. This is what happens. Throw 1 out and throw 2 out. 8 Neptune, okay, is played inside the roll from over here, Mercury. And 7 Uranus, okay, is going to be playing a role through the house of Venus. Inside the house is the 7th gate. 7 and 8 both hold moons, 1 moon and 2 moons. They count this as 4 20s. They count this as a 10 and a 60 in French. What are the Hebrew letters? Yod. What are the Hebrew letters? 1020 is for location. Give me a minute. A lot of information. Too much information. There's a lot of information, you know, I don't know why. When there's a lot of information, I want to be like a fish and jump and just, and you know, when a child sees something, the colors, and just wants to play, what do we play for? That vibration. I see so wholeheartedly how this all connects, how this all pieces together. No, I'm not a musician. I'm not a mathematician. I'm a mathemagician. Does anybody know what I do that's here? Is anybody new here, wants to know what I do? Or what I think I'm doing? Or what I'm actually doing? I'm surprised. We shouldn't be 5 people here. We should be 500,000 people here. The greatest questions ever asked on this planet, where does 666 comes from? And I got 5 people watching me. When they say it's time to come out here and holler the truth, you come out here and holler the truth. I have for you the story of 666. I have one of the stories. Is it worth coming to the page to seeing the story of 666? Now, it might just be a 2-minute story, but it's still the story, and I have it. 888-1776. But let's keep it simple. What about 33? What about 13? What about 7 come 11 for those who go to the casino and play craps or try to understand blackjack? Why blackjack? Why is ace 11? Why are all the picture cards 10, right? Because once you pass 3, once you pass ace deuce, right? Once you pass ace deuce equaling to 3 and create the mirror of itself 3, right? After that, you're at 10 jack. Your nose is a jack hook. It's not a pig nose. It's not a sausage, right? It's a jack hook nose. If you had the outline from in here and out, it'd be a jack hook nose, because that's how the air flows. It comes from down and jacks up. So you want to know why the nose, let me see this over here. We have the nose, the nay, the af, okay? The Hebrews, okay, they call nose af, and right away for after, okay, means the half earth. So something to do with the nose might be a split nose. It might be one of man and one of animal, okay, being a split earth or a split race. So they split the nose. It wasn't anything like anybody's nose. And even when they have the lion's nose, they're actually telling you a story, because Aries is inside the lion's nose. Aries is inside the lion's nose. Aries is Bélier. Aries is one. Aries also fits inside of Gemini, inside of the tiger. It also fits inside the dragon. It also fits inside of Leo. And then it partakes, okay, with Libra and Scorpio. The birth comes in through the 9th zodiac sign, right? We might have to upgrade all our zodiac signs to that when we want to have birth 9, right, which is going to be Sagittarius, should actually be not Sagittarius, but it should be what is Capricorn, okay, as in a number. Now, if we're going towards measuring this in months towards a year, we would actually be in Libra. It's somehow the 7 and the 10 are always seem to interact with each other. It's really kooky, right? I'm going to explain it to you, right? The 7 and the 10, because our first position of the part is not from further on, because we add Venus into the world. We now have 3. The mirror world begins at 4. A, B, C, D equals to 10, 13. The first 13 begins at 1 and 3, 4, 13. It begins at the 7th gate because of the mathematics, how 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 create 3 and 4. 3 and 4 are the opposite side of this cube, and they only meet in the heart of this cube at 0.5. The O is met at 5 and 2, okay? The 5 and 2, right? The earth heart, the crazy number, that causes 7 and 10 to happen. 2 times 5, 10. J. 2 plus 5, G, 7. The crossing star of this cube, the star of this cube, is all 10s. It's union. Union Jack. 7 and 3, 9 and 1, 4 and 6, 8 and 2. Okay? Jack equals to 25. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 equals to 25. Union Jack creating the star, okay, of Union Jack, of the, what do you want to call it, Great Britain. Mars, reverse of Mars, is H-I-N-Z, Heinz 57. The 57 connects the E-world split into the gateway. The French pronounce the 7th letter as J, and they pronounce the 10th letter as G. But they wouldn't know. But I'm English, and I hear the sounds. When I hear them say J, it's a G. When I hear them say G, it's a J. 1717, your 1-7 gateway through Mars. They're crisscrossing the gateway through the star system through Mars. Mars is the only one with the 2 moons. You know what the farmers did to overtake the oil fields? Well, they went on this side of the field. They took over this farmer's field. They took over this farmer's field. They took over this farmer's field. Have you ever noticed the way the fields and the way properties are broken up, yet the fields are all square? The properties are broken up. Okay, exactly, that you only need, is what I understand, 3 elements, okay, in order to encompass something else. Something like that, 3 or 4 elements max to encompass an area in order to suck out everything that's around it. And it was just my interpretation of something. Now I'm starting to wake up from everything that I was seeing. I'm going to come back to number 13. It starts with 55, and that is sky and pass. The S in the first letter tells me I'm bringing two systems together. I'm bringing the sun system together. I'm bringing the two wings together, the mirror word into creation. The 6 and 9 and the 7 and 8. The 6 and 9, 15, the 7 and 8, 15, 15 and 15 is 30. I bring together the wing of creation, A, B, C, D, 10. I just got my 40 in tennis, and now game is crossing through the E worlds, because every time you create that, it becomes E, 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 right? When you connect your tens, you connect it through 15, 15, 15. When you create when I showed you the lower part 15 in tennis, right? The connections of your crossing star, okay, is all 15s in tennis. Yet, on the third level, where you didn't need the E world anymore, because either it doesn't enter into the E world, but it's one of the wings that connects to the E world, in which the E world is needed to come into this world, because the other world is connected to the E world in order for you to survive in this world here. It's like the world, you know what? Never go out of your apartment. Imagine if you had anything here, that's the whole world, because you've never left. I'm going to, where's that hot water? Is it here? So you want to see 666, you want to see 222, 444, 333. Like I said, 55. Let me see if it's over here. Let me take a little. This is the base of the alphabet. Now, I don't know, or I do know, I should go down here, right, and show you a little bit more. By the way, this idea came from the game of pool. Right? Now, I don't know if this is home plate of the second base, right? I don't know why there's a shortstop here. There's none here. No shortstop between first and second. Where does the shortstop play? Between second and third, right? Inside the 2.5 E world. Earth is number 25. The breath we take is number 25. If you look at the two bulls, right, over here, the Y and the Y coming here, an Earth number, 25 years to life, 2 times 5, 2 plus 5. 10 and 7, 17. 3 by 7, 51 for Mars. 10 minus 7 is 3 for your creation of alpha, beta in creation. It seems like we got reduced, right, into the house of 3 instead of saying in the upper house, because before we became a smaller house, 1 plus 2.5, 3 minus 2.5. 2, okay, that'll be Earth. 2 plus 1.5, 5 minus 1.5, that's going to be Mars. That's going to be where the vibration is. 2, 3, 4 lives between that vibration. And then when you go to 4 and 3, it's only 0.5. It's EE. When two E's come together, we're actually talking about the greatest distance between two numbers on a cube. And it can be any numbers, right? It could be 5 and 6. It could be 6 and 7. It could be any two numbers. But on this cube, right now, the only two that are visible are the 3 and the 4. Also to note that the blank area space, the void, right? Lola Lotto, all those comic books you read and all the movies you watched and the setup of the piano or the guitar, right? And even the name of the guitar, all names, when you begin with the I and the S coming together, you can associate R and H to it. Again, the R, H, O negative, right? That is going to fit with Mars and the moon, but it seems it's fitting with another kind of moon. The AE comes into what is O, okay? The O is going to be an association of a square area space, okay? Otherwise, you couldn't have the O. And you have the alliance that is connected to the O. Every time you have a corner, you have the alliance. Now, I'm not sure if it's a moon alliance, right? Perhaps. And the reason for that is when it does that, right? When it winds like that, that's the shape of the moon. And then the other part might be telling me a different story. I'd have to think of what that story is, right? And it's a try. It's try because it'll have three corners to it, right? Not it'll also have the three colors to it. Okay, so we're going to be working with three. We're going to be working with creation in the corners. The thing is about the corners, there are only 8 corners. And when you have 8 corners, you have 2 cubes. When you have 2 cubes, right, you're going to be talking about Mars 22. Like 22 for life, like Mars becomes the ring around your finger. And you put it on your finger and you're locked in. This would be the pole 7. Mars would be the ring 8. The pole 7, and I'm going to call the ring 28. So the pole would be father, and the ring would be mother. The brother would be 35, which would be the center of the ring. The bones, the bronze brother. Hey, bro. Because both the father, the brother, and the mother all reside within the vibration or the house of 51. They all finish in THER. And with sister, it finishes with TER. Now, there's a similarity within sister, and noted that sister, or the only queen in the deck, which has 8 eyes, 8 in a representation, never has to have the letter T when it is used. When there's an extension added on to the number 8, we don't use the TH, we don't use the TEEN, we add on an H. But in this instance, now we're talking about the girl, okay, because it becomes the sister. In this instance, instead of like brother, mother, father, okay, we have sister, and instead of THER, it's TER without the H, right? But it also tells me, okay, in sister, that it holds, okay, the connection between the 9/11, between the birth, conception, and into the house of Bate, just by putting the SIS, the I letter being the birth into the house, the third letter being the house we're in creation. But it's talking also about 2 moon connects, or maybe it's talking 1 and 9, right? 1 and 9 on your calculator, right? 1 and 9. It repeats to lightning. When you say the word lightning, it automatically is going to connect a 10. 1 and 9 connects a 10. That 10 is the first basic 10 you need to mirror. A, B, C, D creates that 10. Yud. Yud Zion. Right? Yud Vav, Yud Zion. No, I don't think they have that. I don't think they have Yud Vav. They have Tate Zion. I have to look it up if they have Tate Zion, Yud Zion, and Tate Vav. But they don't have Yud. Okay, isn't that incredible? When you say 16, you're saying 9-7. When you're saying 15, you're saying 9-6. Okay? But when you say 17, you're going to say 10-7. You're going to use it twice, because when this happens over here and you come into the world, you must come in, okay, connected to the moon. The minute you come in here from the womb, you have put up your antennas to connect to that moon. The 29th day of February is not the 29th day because it is. April 1st is not noted to be April 1st and called Journée de Poisson French, or April Fool's Day. The groundhog comes out for what, 6 to 8 weeks? All of this is knowledge that had to be shared. But it was shared to us in a spell-like manner, to where we accept the spell. We give our okay, our signature. Life keeps moving on. Life did not stop in its tracks, because energy moves on and on and on and on, and nothing stops. Nothing stops at all. And even if you think it stops, if you were in a holographic game, the pixels would have to constantly be on the screen. How do the pixels, how do you constantly see me? Right? How are you constantly see me? You might be saying, hey, the walls aren't moving, but are they not moving? Because in order for you to get the picture, it's not fixed in your screen. And when I put my hand over here, I'm moving something in your screen in order for you to see it. You see the way that you see that? Because the screen, right? What is that? And how fast do I have to move before I won't even see it at all? How you doing, Aaron? You have any questions? Don't be shy. We're here to learn. Please, if you have anything you'd like to know, I'll tell you. I can mention 666, but there's nobody here, and I want to do it to a crowd that when I say it, I want it to be shared. I want to see the reaction. I want to have fun myself. You know what I'm saying? I want to have that good vibration within inside of me, right? It's just crazy when you just see people participating, especially for the goodness, right? For the goodness, for the knowledge, for something I didn't know before. For maybe somebody might say that's not possible, and it'll give me the opportunity to look a little bit deeper. But when you lift me back into the matrix, eventually I'm going to agree with you, right? And I can forget about, oh yeah, because it's so small, but did you know everything grows from being small, right? Anything that's ever happened to you, right, began small. If you have a disease, it's because it began with something small, and then it grew. For some reason, I like to be approached by a big dinosaur that moves slow, but not a snake that moves quick. And this whole entire planet has all been about the snake oil. All about how quick and how slippery and slidey we can slide those words, right? My tongue is like a snake. I talk with a forked tongue, of course. We talk with one tongue forked. The splitting moons between Earth and Mars. The nose, because we are not just human as you think we are. So we were just speaking about the alliance, the RH negative of where, and we were speaking about the I and the S coming together. Here is your RHO negative. Your negative is 15, right? It's going to connect to any word that starts with the 9 birth, connecting the mirror moon system into the heavens of the sun. The sun resides at 54, which means it lives within inside of you, right over here on the 180-degree plane of the connecting heavens. The N letter is a letter that goes with the sun into the E world. Okay, the EG is going to be the 7 male and the 5 female. Here's another 5. It's on the second half of numbers, right? This one over here. This is 7. This is 5. This one gets reduced to 2. Although it's a 5 in regular numbers, it becomes a connection between them through this area over here, running up and dragging 12 through 5, 17, into 20, and up to 35. Did I do that right? Only leaving out what is the cycle of the moon, 28, the mother. But when I cross over this way, I get the 24-hour divided day. to the 29 birth coming into 30 creation, into 35, leaving out these two over here, 4 and 6, jumping over Mars and Saturn, ending up in the tail of 3, and the H letter, the N letter, oh yes, the N letter ends up here, and the Z letter ends up over here, 3 and 9, the angels of creation. Do you want to see number 13? Has anybody seen number 13 before? What is the cube of 1 and 6, 7, of 3 and 4, 7, of 2 and 5, 7? Is the opposite of what is 6 and 7, 13, to what is 4 and 9, 13, to what is 8 and 5, 13. What is 4, 4, 4, to what is 7, 7, 7. Now when you reconnect these numbers, right, when you reconnect these numbers, remember what I said, when you connect 7 and 6, okay, or you connect, you set 7, 6, and 1. This is 8 and 6 is 14, create this one as 5. When you do it the opposite way, 9 and 4 is 13, and 3 is 16. Okay, total 16, 1 and 6 is 7, call this one 7, call this one 5. 57, 75 is now crossing over this one. Would you like to know what I just did in this equation? I'm going to repeat it again. How you doing? We're all three of us over here. Okay, so I'm going to do this again, but I'm going to write it down. And this is by the creation of N and Z. The N and Z is going to be the reverse of the M and A. And then the I and H is going to be the reverse of R and S. So when you're looking at this over here, right, the RHO negative connecting this is that within the word Mars, you're already connecting these two are the inverse alphabet to what Mars is. Does that mean it had to flip itself into the moon? Okay, I don't know, to get the other side of the alphabet. But no matter what you do, it's either the moon or it could be the sun. These letters here, MRE, okay, the alphabet divides at 13.5 between M and N. When we relocate the alphabet, okay, bringing it to the heart of 360 degrees, the world we measure, right, 36 inches, a yardstick, 3 by 12, 1 yard in football, right? So we end up with the RS and Mars right over here. When we ended with the N, we started here, 1, and we ended in 9. So we're going to do this. We started in 1, we ended in 9, we started in 3, we ended in 7. So this is what happens. We start in 1, we end in 9. We start, did I do this right? No, that's, I don't know why I marked that. Just give me a second. I'm doing this off the calculator, right? So let me start this a little different. 7 and 3, and this one is, well, wow. Just give me a second to fix this up. Make this go viral. Send me some likes. I don't know what it takes. I'm a little not shy, embarrassed, but I've never really tried to pump myself up. But I know I don't want to come here. It's not fun. We're not participating enough. Maybe it's not fun for me, but I'll tell you one thing. If 2 people are here and 1 person is partaking and learning, I know from one day there might be 2. So we're going to do this down here and down here. And then we're going to get this over here. We're going to get this over here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and then this will be the, and then this will be the this, which will be the, 1 second, up here is the calculator. Hold on a second. Yes. Okay, here's the way it goes. When you're working with the numbers for making a phone call, and you look at the N and the Z, the beginning is the 7 at the gateway, and you end up in creation. Okay? When you have the Z, the 26 letters, into the dog pounds, this one is going to represent the sun. The IT system connect. They crisscross over here, just like they do in the artwork I'm going to show you. Over here, you have number 1 connecting your birth. This is a divided sun. When you bring it to the calculator, the N becomes what the Z was, but in a different position. The 9 goes up into this position over here. See, the 9 is in this position here, in this position here, right at that point. So the 1 is all the way down here. I mean, don't take it from me. Take it from this calculator over here. But in reality, when we're counting, right, it ends at 36. So if I go and if you see 147 on this calculator, the next number that goes here is another 1, right? But it's in a connecting area. The 1 here becomes a different 1 than this one. It becomes a 101. When you hit 191, right? 1, 10, 19, 28, 37, 46, 55, 64. I'm going to start over. 1 red, 10 black, 19, 1 plus 9, 10, 1 red, 28, 2 and 8, 10, 1 plus 0, 1 black, negative, black, negative, 10 black, negative. It's the only time, and I'm obligated to say it, is only because of the 1. So I'm going to use the O negative and RH O negative because of the dark 1. When you get the dark 10, you created the mirror worlds. You now need to connect the negative blood, the negative blood cell moon. Okay? I'm using the R is also to know to be in the sun, R for in the sun, and H also belongs in the sun. So it flips more into the sun, but then when you get into the O negative, it's talking about now it looks like more the moons, because the sun is showing me it's between, like a split sun between 2 worlds. And the I lives between that, right? When you have this angle over here, right? Like you do in the letter R, you have to finish this. It's not a front back. So the finishing line of what this is, it becomes this. This becomes your R. I didn't draw it right. I'm gonna redraw that. I have to keep drawing this. Just give me a second. The R facing each other. Here's the R facing each other. Because they're bookends, it's also going to be represented within the H letter. The G and E is 5 and 7, 5 and 7, 12 and 13 to create this 25. It's going to be a hookup. It's going to be 2 wings, okay? I'm going to show you 2 different designs. In one of them, it's going to be like this. The 13 ball is here. The 11 ball is here. The 12 ball will interlock these 2 over here. The same for over here. This is number 7, number 5, and number 7, and number 5. Get down to 1, over to 1, up to 7, but when you see the 7, here's the 5 and here's the 5. What connects 5 and 5 here and 5 and 5 here is 66. So that means the heart of the connection of 6 will be right over here, below or and above of this area. In the below area of 6 is unlike what is in the above area 8. When we continue up this row, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, connecting the 6 below to 5 is 6. Sorry, the 5 to 7 is 6. Connecting the 7 to 9 is 8. 8 and 6 divides the 7th gate, and we also run it down here. 9876, 9876543. When we run it down here, it becomes, over here, it will become 9 on this level. On this level will be 11. On this level will be 13. It will be 4. The heart of this is going to be 4. Even though we started with 1, it's going to be number 13. And what is entangled in this star system without the area space possibly where the stars are? It goes down this way and it counts up this way. When we crisscross here, I've arrived at number 13. See the way I'm on this side, 13's on this side, but the minute I go to 15, I end up in this zone. And the minute they go to 15, they end up in this zone, and we end up with this zone over here. More or less maybe the playing fields. I'm not going to say whether it's part of who we are as humans, playing between the bull, right, having that one luna connect to the 2 communication centers. Maybe this is our head, I don't know, right? Wasn't going to put that in. I wanted to show you the way, I showed you the way the R and R, we spoke about the sister. This is number 43. It's going to create a 7 within the sister. See, the whole word is a little bit different. It's SIS and sister, which is 38 and 9, 47. So right away, beast goes into sister. Bull goes into sister. Time goes into sister. Vibration, because of the earth vibration, 2, 3, and 4, our birth and the rotation in the sun goes into sister. The difference between brother and sister, okay, is 8. That's the difference. So if there's an 8 difference and you're playing the game of pool, every single ball has a separation of 8. 1 and 9, 2 and 10, 3 and 7, 3 and 11, 4 and 12, the purple. So right away we know the queen might be that 8 ball. So then what would be the cue ball, right? So we have the black 29, and we have the white 65. The 29 is the Venus house, right? The birth in the Venus house, the 29th day of February. February 29th, day 1. Okay? Day 1, February 29th. And then we have March with 31 days. Okay? So March 31st is day 32. April 1st is day 33. It all works out now. It absolutely works out now. Why didn't I see this before? Why didn't I see this before? Day 33 also would be November 29th. If I got that correct, doom doom, absolutely, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's a connection. It's the web of the egg. It's the connection. Okay, do you see where I'm coming with this? The black and the white is on every single pool ball. The black is the number, and the white is the eye, the yoke, the what do you call it? The zygote. The zygote. And also, once I see zygote or that word got in that, I already see it finishes with ET. I know it's connected to the 5G system of the moons, the E-world moons. So I know there's a female and a male connection. So therefore, if we go into our zodiac signs and we see those two signs, they're going to be actually together in our moon. Our moon will have that together. And I also note that Pisces and Virgo. Okay, so first I'm going to answer the question for Tobogo. Are you still there, Mr. Tobogo or Mrs. Tobogo or person Tobogo? I'm going to read it. Sorry, I'm new here, and I've been pondering and wondering which videos from the get-go I should insist on watching. Any from me? Okay, I don't really understand the question. Are you asking about my videos? If you're asking about my videos, okay, I don't have anything put out there. If there's, and this is why I set up the system of me coming out here and speaking to everybody. I'm looking for others that will join me, make suggestions to me, put this video first. Why don't you change your library around? Why don't we put some of these videos here and some of those videos here for those of you who are watching my videos? For those of you who have any input in how to put a video or something together, please let me know. So, Mr. Rain in Africa, let's help settle this out. Ask me any question. If you want me to put you on here that you can design it or something, I'll put you on here, right? Because I understand that there is 1,000,001 questions, okay? I'm either way ahead of myself, meaning putting myself so far out there without giving full explanation because I'm presuming that everybody knows by now, and I already know everybody's mixed up. Yes, zygote sounds like the goat, absolutely, number 43. The goat being number 43, and I think March is also number 43. It's going to be connected. Let me see, March, goat, March, goat. Is it April is 56, right? April's going to count for 2 moons. And it's just ironic. It's just ironic. April is number 56. It's going to count for 2 moons. It's going to count for the wolf. It's going to count for the base 3 creation because there is no 3 without 2. From 1. Goat is number 43. March is number 43. Okay, when you have hot, it's number 43. It's going to create it from what is numbers 13, right? 13 can be 6 and 7. It can be what different ways? It can be 6, 1, 6. It can be 8 and 5. It can be 9 and 4. So 13 comes into this world. Okay, once the E-world came into the effect, we could bring the mirror world in here. 4 and 5 on this row comes in together. 4 comes with 5, 5 comes with 6. And it just spins and rotates. I'm presuming this one also, right? I don't think, is this an auger? Would these be augers going this way and this way is an auger? And these would spin as the auger takes you forward? I don't know. Yeah, I can use probably a gematria calculator also. Okay, let me, I'm going to look at the question over here and I wanted to explain more of the goat. I'm going to try not to forget. One thing, number one, it woke me up to everything that didn't seem real anymore. Okay, that's for me. Have I seen anything? I understand by numbers that the gateway happened 66 years after the beginning, which is in 2029. How ironic, that number 29, and everything that happens with that 29. It's the IT system, it's a connection system. There's going to be a disconnect, a breach. I understand that through my words, and I can only say certain things hypothetical right now because I saw it in the numbers. I read it to myself, but to explain it, it would just be absolute nonsense. That those deities that are spoken of, the alligators and the Tartarians and everything else, that everything inside this house is breathing the same air, has the same way of passing on information, the same way to manipulate you. Even if they can see through you, they have to manipulate you, for there is a law in this game in order to enter this game and not to be seen. So all you get to see of them is to hear of them, is the association of the accumulated information of them. And we keep finding pieces of parts of them. 63 is the beginning number. And if you look up in history, where's my phone? Look at that. When you get to the fifth one, you create a crooked A. You start off with the B. You don't even start off with the full B. It doesn't start. The angle or the L starts here, just like A, B, C, D. Right? You have two E's for the two E worlds. You have the two split worlds. Okay? Then you have over here connecting from 1 around 2 into the 3 down into the E world around to the 9 and living at the heavens. Right? You have the backward N, which is 14, connected to the two I's, 9 and 9, right? This over here, okay, is going to be N and N, even if it's backwards. So it's telling me it's on this side or that side. It might be talking about the Mars moons, right? And then look where you have C and T. Now, how many letters? Look, then you have, look, I and O come together in another E, and it seems like everything is reflected backwards, some forward, some backwards. So it's actually telling you a whole story inside of here. I haven't gone through this yet. I haven't added that onto my plate. I can't eat so much. So, yes, so because I'm going to show you right over here. See, in 2029, right, we get to this area over here. Okay, actually, it's in 2028. This area over here comes into the I, the 57517, the Mars gate, Margate, let's call it Mar-a-Lago. So we come into this area over here. So we need DT, right? Donald Duck, trump card. DT is for D when the mirror world comes in. D is 4. T is 20. 420, communication coming in inbound. 420 is at the dividing 7th gate. DT is that communication center in Mar-a-Lago. Miami says I am. Miami has the 5 and 9 in their highway running all the way down to where 511 happened. November 11th, the 5th day of the 11th month. Key Largo, Mar-a-Lago. Communication centers. down in the Keys, 511. When you run on the highway, okay, there's a phone on the highway for emergencies, 511. 411 is the towing. 11, the 511, 5 and 9 equals to 14, right? 5 and 6 equals to that 11, but the 11 is either 2 and 9, 11, 3 and 8, 11, 4 and 7, 11, 5 and 6, 11. What 11 is it? So it's in direct communication of DT, which is 1020. 10 begins at 70. 60 plus 10, as the French say, and that's what's going to connect the mirror world and the orange matter and energy within the sun and the moon. The reason it does this is M and E, matter and energy, Mars and Earth, is it's the 13th letter and it's the 5th letter. It creates 18 and 8, or it creates what I said is the RHO negative, which is another connection to the moon, which you're going to connect the 9 and the division of the birth sun, the 1 and the 9. It connects the 2 wings. Now, am I all over the place? It sounds like that. I'm going to explain it to you again. Okay? When you're connecting, I'm going to be with you in a minute, Mr. Tobago, and don't worry, I'm going to slow down and pinpoint something with you. Here's the 2 wings. The S connects it together. I connect my lower one corner to my bottom one corner. I come into the world over here. Right? This is your 10 system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, just like on a telephone. Right? 1 and 9 connect together. But when you're connecting these things, right, look what happens. Okay, this is the upper row echelon. This is the lower. When this comes in here, the 4 connects to 5, the 5 connects to 6, because everything connects into the E world. Separation between these two is 0.5, is 0.5. Between these two over here, everything meets over here at 2.5. So 1.5 separation. Everything meets over here, 1.5 separation. It's a Mars separation. And it meets at 4.5, the Fox. Over here between 4 and 7, it meets at 5.5. There's sky pass in between these two. In between here and here, 1.5, the separation between each number, between the halfway space of 6.5. Minus 1.5 plus 1.5 will create the 5 and 8. And the halfway space, which will be on the line, right? On the line in between the space, area space of connecting. But you cannot connect the area space unless you draw lines in that area space. And if you do connect it without drawing lines, you only can do this, accent aigu, accent grave, because it has to be a straight line, while even if you're crooked, you have to go from corner to corner or along the line. When that happens, your dice cube will look like this, or your dice cube will look like this when you're going through a number. When it looks like this, you have the 2 on top, the 5 on the bottom. When it looks like this, you have the 1 on the top, the 6 on the bottom. They're going to be telling you different stories, French and English, accent aigu, accent grave. I'm going to take a look at what you said, and then I'm going to come back to what I'm doing. When you're talking about ancient knowledge, give me something very, very, very basic. Okay? Yes, we keep connecting, nothing goes on, but right now, Mr. Rain Africa, or sorry, said that wrong, Rain in Africa, right? What I'm doing now is I'm bringing out all the pieces of this puzzle. And as I bring out the pieces in the puzzle, and I see that everything is telling a story. Okay, number 29, look where it shows up. So number 29 has told me that when a child is being born, when a child comes out of the womb, it's not fully connected to the outside source. It hasn't connected to the outside source yet. It's still finishing the development. So in all actuality, you've been blessed with a child, but the child has not picked up certain elements until it comes out of the womb. Then it picks up with the breath of life, and it begins its first conscience. But before it begins its first conscience, the conscience that will be built inside of the motherboard will be built by every breath this child takes, will continue to create the communication center, okay, that will be able to read the Holy Spirit. It'll be fully enveloped, okay, within the house we live. You know, when Neil Anderson, that thing that enveloped him, that dark matter, well, the child is not finished born until outside. So nothing really begins for the child until 4-8 equals to 12. And 4-9 was that birth. It's the 4-9 birth with the 4-8 heaven, because the 4-9 is the male, okay, is the link, the sperm link, connecting to Aries, connecting to Pisces, and connecting to Virgo, is the sperm link of the 7th gate of the father and the mother. The male is going to create what is March, what is the goat, what is going to be from the wolf in April. And April 1st is when the zygote, when the sperm reaches. Hot is number 43. They always say red hot. So red is made a single color, but red is added to yellow for the soul, number 92, in order to create what is orange. You see number 13, I'm just showing you. 6 and 7 is 13, 8 and 5 is 13, 9 and 4 is 13. 616 is 13, connecting 2 weeks with 1 day. So we have a week, we have 1 day and a week, and then we connect 1 day. 6 1 6 1 6 1 6 1. The touchdown and the field goal. So I started to speak before that the end result for this pyramid-like gematria scale we're going through, okay, and I can't tell you what it is because I've never been on Earth before, but I can tell you anything that anybody has ever said towards the possible of the coming of something, right, can be read in numbers. So if you show me what those words are, or that scripture is, I will tell you part of a story. But if I don't know the whole story, right, I won't be able to look into all the story. I'll only be able to go into the pieces of the story. If you just tell me the word help, I'll only know the word help. I do know that the word ET is going to tell me about the connections of the 5G moons. The 5G moons is the E-world female connecting to the male, turning it from analog, okay, from the water to digital. You know, it's waterlogged, analog, waterlogged, right? A log is also to write something down. So how is the scripture being written, right? There's not enough room. Perhaps the moons are being burnt out, right? We don't need, expansion, right? If you want to see expansion, expansion is within the light, within us. The more we evolve, the greater we expand. Everything expands. The energy expands. We occupy area space. Imagine swallowing something and it becoming you, and you become bigger, and now you occupy more area space. But the you are that you become bigger is just a bigger bubble that you're connected to, right? But in reality, you can never be connected to more than 3 walls and a base. Everything is 3 walls and a base. That's what makes up our zodiac system. And if you think we're going into retrograde, we have to understand how these 3 walls and a base, how they all spin around each other. And we also have to note that going straight or spiraling. Now, something spiraling and going straight, normally the more times you go around this way, right, the longer it'll take to go the same distance, moving at the same speed. Okay, I've been here for almost 2 hours. I'm going to take about a 2-minute break, right? I'm going to see if I can talk about something more in numbers. And I did want to say, so let me get on that. Your base creation, even though it starts from 1963, let's say October 63, the beginning of the Hebrew New Year. I'm starting from there for a few reasons. One is it's my birthday. It's also the 40th week of the year on October 7th. Oh my God. October 7th is day 280. It's the 10th moon. It's the 10th month. 7 and 10 fit together. That is part of your gateway. It's part of the gateway. It's the 10th month, okay? It's the 10th moon. That happens at the beginning of the month on the 280th day, that full moon. Although it started from before, right? So even though we go 280, it's 300 and what? It was 304, it was 280, take away 21, 280, 270, 259, 260, right from the end of the alphabet. You begin at the end of the alphabet, you instow the moon, right? You have to instow it and understand how these dice work. There's 21 dots, each dot for the day and the moon. You need 3 of these cubes over here. Sorry, 4 of these cubes over here, right? You need 4 of these cubes to get 3 moons. It's a 3-4-3-4-3-4 cycle. It's a 1-3. It's a 1-3 cycle that completes the formation of the leap year, which is a 3-1-3-1-3 cycle, which is a 3-4 cycle. It's the 3 cycle, and then the 1 to the 3 cycle, which connects the 4 cycle. So you just have to say it's a 3-4-3 cycle. 7 times 7 times 7 to the 7th gate is 343. 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 2 and 1 equals to 3 and equals to 364 for 364 days for 13 moons. Menstruation, when does it begin? 29 years after, at 41, right? From when it began, when it starts to slither off, right? One of those reasons is we come onto the other side of the E-world. After 51, you have now exited, okay, from where the vibration was, right? Between what is 2, 3, and 4, right? You will now be at 52. You will now be 3 and 4. There will be no more space for the number 1 inside of that, meaning there'll be no separation. You've fully entered into the Mars world. At 53, it's electric company. In 54, it's out of the moon and it's back into the sun. You're off your vibration at this age, okay? The numbers work, right? 1 through 45, right? It's two 45s. Every side of a cube is 45. Now, every side of a cube is 45, just like the record. And the star system on every side of the cube is 22, 88, and 33. So we have both what is call in, leave your number, text now 88022 or 33030. Ape. They're bringing everything back to those numbers, you know, purple grape ape. So I see, again, back to, somebody said, I think it was rain in Africa, and I can't give you a full answer. I only can tell you reasons why and where we are. Is that this year, again, is 7 and 10. 5 times 2, 5 plus 2. There's 2 2s, 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 equals 4 and 4. 44 will divide the night and day within 3s. We have 20 and 9. Okay, this year is 20 and 9 this year. We are in one of the Venus birth, okay, cycles. We are connected on the rim, right? We were like connected to Pluto in this year. 5 times 2 times 2 is 20. 7 and 2, we're in the Venus house gate. 4 and 5, we're connected to the sun, the divided sun. 2 times 2 is 4, times 5 is 20. 5 plus 2 plus 2 is 9, 29. That's the IT system in the sun. It goes with 1 and 9, which connects the moon systems up. Well, actually, they both connect the moon systems up, but in one of them, it's through the lunar moon of Luna, and the other one is Deimos and Phobos. Deimos and Phobos, Mars moon's number 29. Luna was be connected with 19. 19 red, 1 red, 10 black, 19 red, 28 black, 37 red, 46 black, 55 red, 64 black, 73 red, 82 black, 91 red. Checkerboard. Number 1 split sun goes from positive to negative to positive. So now that's 63 years into creation and 63 years after creation, we now match up. Now that year would be 63 years later, that would be in the year 1966. No, I'm sorry, would be in the year 2026. We come into the Venus house in 2027. We're in the doghouse in 2026. When we get into the Venus house in 2027, I think it's a communication center. 2 times 2 is 4, right? Times 7 is 28. Okay, that's good. 28. 2 times 2 is 4. Times 7 is 28. And 11, 39. Oh, absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Perfect, perfect. Listen to these numbers. Oh, my God. In 2027, right, which is also T and Y when it comes to letters, because they say Y, sometimes Y. 2 and 7, which is B and G, right, can also be gigabytes or communication. 7 times 2 times 2, or 2 times 2 is 47, which is going to come into sister again, which is going to come into the 47 right now is the president. 47 is time. 47 is beast. 74 is Jesus. It's going to connect 2 and 5. It's going to connect 2 and 5, which is going to create 7 and 10. So we're at a gateway of communication center right now between J and G, between 7 and 10. We're in the high area. Okay? When you multiply it and add it, you will create 28 and 11 equals to 17 and 39. Okay? We have connected to the Mars of moons. Check this out. Wow, we're at full station. Okay, let me show you how it works. 2027. T letter, B and G. Okay, like your gigabytes, number 27, Bill Gates. 7 fits inside the second house with a 313 ruling in the void. 3 at the top level, right? There's a corner. Remember, there's a corner. There's 1 here and 1 here and 1 here, right? The corners have a value of 3 colors. So that'd be 6. The inside here that's missing, a value of 2. That's 8. 6 and 8. We're at the medium at the divided voided gate over here. I'm going to tell you again about that. But I'm going to continue on. That when you create this, 7 times 4, 7 plus 4 is going to create 39. But what creates 47 is 57. 57 will create 35 and 12. 57 is the reverse of the Heinz moon. What creates the flag of Union Jack. It will create what is the rotating core of the brother. The core of the cube resides at 3.5. The moon does not get there but needs to be connected to 555. 5 times 5 times 5 is 1.25 times the 28-day cycle of the moon in order to connect. Okay, when you multiply it by 1.25, 28, it equals to 3.5. You've now achieved yourself into being the core. This cube, or Rubik's Cube, has 3 ways to turn. So does Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa. The way Mona Lisa spins her sign, NA and SA, within the sun, connecting the birth within the sun systems. The difference between the A letter and the V letter is one is over the land and one is under the water. Under the water, over the land. The D and the C, Mona Lisa, the limo. 13, 28, 42, 43. 13, 28, 14, and 1, 15, 43. 12, 21. Here's your birthday. And it's pronounced everywhere. Your birthday is everywhere. Lily, 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 it's your birthday. It's your birthday. 19 and 1. 20. 20 and 21 is 41. It is your home. The total here is 84, and that is Pluto. Mona Lisa, 84, Pluto. 48 is the sun, S-O-N. 4 is 1/3 of what 8 is 2/3. The 1/3 for the male, the 2/3 for the female. Creates the whole. It's going to connect the moons of Mars and the moon of Earth. It's also, let me just write this down so I don't get lost with what I said. Yes, the dog they walk around with, right? Goofy, walking around with the dog, because we live in the house of bait. The 4 and the 8 is going to equal to 12. The 12 ball in pool is going to be purple, representing both red and blue. Red and blue connect to what is cold and what is hot. When we add a little white to it, we get a baby blue, but the hot doesn't become, you see, it's the blue. Let me do this. It's the blue, the red, and the white. The red and the blue will create a purple. It is noted when a child is born, it's a baby blue. But when the female is born and you give the color of pink. And when you give the color of pink, it's not a baby pink, it's pink. You turned a red with white into pink. But you were able to put a blue with white and call it a baby blue and retain its name. So when did red, okay, become from that strong energy by adding the little white, we ended with pink. It just so happens that pink, okay, the P reverse letter is K, okay, and inside is the birth within the crossing suns, the N letter. Sorry, is it the crossing moon or the, you see the N will talk about the sun, but the angled letter, when you have, okay, it talks about the ring, number 14, the 14th letter, but when you put two 14 letters together, right, you end up, okay, with 28, and 28 is the cycle of the moons, and it also shows up, if I believe, inside the flag of Union Jack. Also to note that 14 is also equivalent to monkey. There's 14 dots, but what about the area space total? There's 36 area space to a band, 36 area space to a band. Your band, non-disclosure agreement, DNA, 13, band is being connected to the moon, to two moons, because of man. M-A-N, the letter M connects three areas, and I'm wondering if the third area was the moon or the sun, and we don't see the Mars moons. Perhaps the Mars moons are presented as the sun. I don't know, like becomes one here and one here, and they come together, and then they can make that whole circle, right? But one moon can only flash out from itself. But by igniting maybe three moons together, two moons together, plus a mirror, maybe you can create that triangular sun, like the eye in the sky. might be actually the moon's playing the role of a sun. I'm just trying to think, you know. I'm just trying to think. So yes, there's a brand new word. There's two brand new words. When you talk about black, right, and white, when you add black and white together, you create gray. The word changes. It doesn't become a baby black, right? And how come my white, right? Why did I turn white into baby blue? So white turns into baby blue. But when I put my blue into the white, because I didn't see the white, I saw a lighter white. Why didn't I call it, instead of calling it white, why didn't I give it another name? Why did I have to stay with the blue? Because I saw more pigmentation of blue? But maybe I saw more pigmentation of white. That's what made it the baby blue. What's counting more, the blue or the white right now? See, you're saying the blue, but you know that it's lighter. So now we have to look at the word baby. That would be 212 and 25. So that'd be 30. So baby is based with creation through Mars. Because there's 4 months, right? There's 4 months, right? And 4 moons, 4 cubes before we can create the 3-moon cycle. 4 times 21 is 84. 3 times 28 is 84. When I spoke about NASA, Mona Lisa, right? Sorry, Mona Lisa. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is a game that we're putting together. And if it mentions words that's inside this world, because this whole world showed me some names to work with. So when we talk about Mona Lisa being Mona 43, and then we have this one over here, right? We know this is going to bring in the Red Bull, right, in the game of darts. This one, the Monopoly game also stems out from this one over here. Where am I next? Yes, I just lost myself doing too much explaining. Yeah, over here. So when you have 4 cubes, you have 21 dots on each cube. You have 4 of them, it equals to 84. In that period of time, 3 sister moons pass, 84. So you've now completed this cycle, right? 4 cubes. So it tells me that this, okay, is running my leap year that starts on February 29th. It runs into this. So if I now crisscross and do this together, I get 15 and 20 is 35. And what makes it perfect? Whoop, hold on a second, my phone rang. Just give me a second. So what did I say? So that's going to be 35. These are the worst from the dollar store, or the Dollar Tree. They are the worst. They make and they sell real garbage and we buy it. And it doesn't matter. A lot of stuff is garbage and they don't take returns, which is completely unfair. As much as they want to help you in your little community, if you don't buy from your community, then you're not helping. It's only you. Everybody gets squeezed out. Prices are more expensive. We can't afford to go to the little guy. But let me tell you one thing. If you can afford quality, and I'm not talking about a sofa. I'm talking about things you use, things you eat, right? Things you use. So when we do this, let me write this down. It becomes 35 and 49. It becomes, where am I now? It becomes 8 and 13, 8 and 13 over here, 8 and 13. We're going to get Mona Lisa, we're going to get this one over here, and now we're going to connect to the cycles in our moon. This over here, right? 1/3 and 2/3, because the total is going to be 12, right? There's the 9 and 3, 12. There's the 8 and 4, 12. Okay. Let me do this again. There's the 9 and 3, 12, the 8 and 4, 12, the 7 and the 6, the 7 and the 5, 12. Unlike the 13, it's the 12s. So there's a different connection, male and female. What happens? I get the male over here. I also have the matrix. 58 is also with Venus. 94 is with Uranus. 9 and 4, half of that is 70, half of that is 47 in the period of time we're at. But 49, okay, 9 and 4 is both the ring finger, the birth finger, in which the ring goes on, the birth finger, the 9th finger. Why did they put a ring on my finger? You ever see that space station on my finger? Marriage. When you do number 12, 12 is to the ruler. 336 days. 168 and 168. The number of hours in a day, in a week, 168. 2 of them is 336, and that is exactly 12 moons. It equals to exactly, okay, on the beta. Everything to do with the woman is 2. Everything to do with the man is 1. Everything to do with the child is 3. Everything to do with all 4 becomes into the mirror world. And it's the other side of the cube. It automatically jumps to 6. Once you get the 4, it goes to 6. Because you just can't count one side. I just can't count one side. I count 3 of this on this side, and then I connect the floor, right? The 3, right? Maybe I'll do it the other way. I'm going to connect the 3, and then I'm going to connect the floor inside here, so I connect the other 3. So I connect 3 that has a floor, and 3 that has a floor, or no floor. And that floor becomes the division between the 2 of them when putting these 2 together. Do you follow what I'm saying? Although one of them is 4, and a second one is 4 on its own, when you put it together, instead of it being 8, it reduces down to 6, and you now have the division of the 7th gate at 3.5 at the heart of this cube, where the moons come in at the 28 days, but only can reach the heart with the frequency of the EEE 555 1.25 times 28 to equal to the 3.5 heart of this. The frequency 440 is only a difference of actually 2 in the 4th dimension. This is where it is. Let me show you. It's 108 times 4 instead of 110 times 4, right? So you have 432. Half of 432 is 216, and that 216, okay, runs right into the diameter of the moon, runs into our vibration of 432. 108 times 4, but then this one times 4 is 440. See the way this one's 11, this one is 9? That's what they did, because they separated from the 9 into the house of Bait. We were converted from an Earth moon into the moons of Mars. We had a conversion. Conversion, or they converse together, right? We're conversing together, right? Something like to do with a clutch on a car. I'm going to warm up my water. I'm going to come back. We're still only 2 people here. How embarrassing. I'm putting this on myself. 20 years, 11,000 videos. 2,000 square feet of art. My surface area is 725. My roof area equals to my surface area is 1,500 square feet. My walls, okay, every one of my walls is 20 by 8 is 160 square feet. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 10 walls, okay, is 16. I have 3,000 square feet of art right now, not counting everything that I have written down. Okay, and I look at it and I say, why did you do it? But I didn't never said that. At the beginning, I used to say to myself, don't ever stop, even if you don't understand. Don't ever stop, because everything makes total sense. So it's going to make more sense the further you go, the further you can collect the information. And now I know. In 2027, in 2028, the mathematics is 3284. Let me do that number again. Right, the numbers all come we come back into here. Right, 7 times 2, 14. Right, in 2027, 7 times 2, 14. Times 2, 28. So we end up with 28. And then we end up with 11. 39 is angel. It comes from the moon, the male and the female. The 3 and 5, okay, we have to cap, for those who haven't understood what I do and the math that I do and what happens, is I bring everything back to a base formation. The base formation is right here. Now this base formation, did it come out of here? Well, to make 3, I need a 1 and 2. To make 3, okay, I need an 8 and 4 equals 12, 1 and 2 is 3. To make 3, 7 and 5 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. I can even make 3 in my own house. 9 and 3 is 3. To make 6, I need 2 and 4 is 6. I need 1 and 5 is 6. Look at that. I created an 8 by creating 66. And I create 7 and 8, 15. 1 and 5 is 6. So by creating this, I connected this star, x and 1 equals to 11. Can I create 9? I can create 9 through 1 and 8 equals to 9. 2 and 7 equals to 9. 4 and 5 equals to 9. So how many 9s did I create? And within the house, 6 and 3 equals to 9. So 9 ate everything up. But we brought life into the 7th gate. Was it like this when it started and ended up to be like this? In one corner is 142. In the other corner is 9, 8, 6, 23, and 7. Or was it in this corner, 11 and 19? S and K coming together on this corner. See, it's the hexagon world. It's either going this way, it's either going this way, or it's going this way. And you can see it over here. In the year 2028, here's the year 20. Can I use this as the year 2015? This is the 15 ball. 16, 17. How high will I go? Let me see how high it will go. What's going to happen? 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27. Wow. If I had to run this to 2027, noted that this is number 15, I would run all the way to here. It would go all the way here. I would end up like this. Look at that. I end up with one more of this design over here. It works out perfectly in 2027. We run up into the wall. Or the door closes. Anyways, I'm getting a little tired. Only one person left. On one channel, 2 left over here. Not that I don't want to speak, but I'm not making any connections, and I really slowed down. So appreciate you being here. Unless I take a break and I eat a piece of anything. What time is it? Yeah, 3 o'clock. Now we're going to take a break. I don't know how long I'm here. I'm learning something new every single day. So take a chair in the heavens, sit down with Pluto, right? Right, here's 2 chairs. Well, that's not a chair, that's number 4. Here it's a chair. Over here it's a number 4, right? Does it mean that, see, but if I turn it this way, it looks like a jack, right? Or is it 2 moons connecting here, spin around the mirror corner over here, and then connect to the moon over here? The bulls, right? I don't know what's happening right now, right? They always put a dot on the J, but for now, peace and love. It's going to be the end of this video. Thank you for being here. If you don't know what I do and like to know what I do, or you know what I really would appreciate, if you can help out the channel, buy me a coffee, check out on my page how you can do that. And yeah, the greatest thing that can happen is if you share, just keep sharing. And eventually, I think I'm going to jump into a subject. There's a lot more people that are going to jump in, and we're going to talk about zodiac connections and how mathematically they're connected. I'm going to keep it on a basic level, right? I already know we're going to do this for fun. 1, 5, 9, 13. Okay? 1, 5, 9, 13. We take the rat, we bring it over to the dragon. We drop it by the monkey, and we come back to the rat. We start with the ox. We jump into the snake. We bounce off what is the rooster, and then we come back to the ox. So we jump over to the tiger, to the horse, to the dog, the tiger, dog, and horse. Remember those, because they're going to match up with Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go on to the rabbit, which is going to connect to Cancer. Me and my brother, the rabbit in Cancer. The pinch, pinch, pinch. So we have the rabbit in Cancer in number 4. Then we're going to go to 8, the goat, which 8 is Scorpion. Then we're going to go over to the pig, or Pisces. And Pisces is going to connect the fish over to Virgo, which is going to connect over to the sperm, which is going to be some kind, it's a split sun, 7th gate. You need to bring the 2 elements together. There's going to be firing. That sperm is going to be firing between the moons, connecting, perhaps giving Eve a rib from Adam, because it was a firing electronic rib that went from one moon to the electric moon, and it just kept firing around. The sperm, number 71, 1 times 7, 1 plus 7, what connects father to mother to child. The egg is 19, and what connects, what is the 9 birth, what it connects all the 9s, 2 and 7, 3 and 6, your base creation of the gateway to the heavens between 1 and 8 and 2 and 7 equaling to 9, unlike the basis creation of bringing them together, which is 3 and 6 equaling to 9. Also note that 9 comes into 9 and is created through what is 3 and 6 recreating 9s. Your full circle recreates itself, the multiplication, which is going to create the house, which is 3 times 6, 3 plus 6, which is 18 and 9 equaling to 27, in which they're on 2 different levels of these 9s. One is 18, 9 and 9 equals to 18. So since we can reduce it twice, count the R connection to the moons of Mars, of the 2 moons of Mars, which is now connected to the male sperm of Mercury. To the singular moon, call it a sperm moon, and we're going to connect that to Venus, to where I'm going to connect Mars to the Mercury moon, to Mercury, that's going to connect to the Mars moons that doesn't have that connection, but it has that connection through Mercury. Understanding how to connect all your numbers. So now, if I jump into the rabbit and I finish with the rabbit, we already know that once we jump into the rabbit, our cycle is complete. Because with the rabbit, as I said, is Cancer, is the goat. and then is the pig, and back to the rabbit. And if I go into the dragon, what happens is we start to repeat ourselves, because I mentioned the dragon second when the rat came out. And then after the dragon, I mentioned the monkey. And then I went back to the rat, back to the dragon. So my second level in the house of bait after the dragon is going to come into the horse, the seventh zodiac sign, which is in 2 years, and that's 2026, 2027, right? We come back into the E world in the house of the goat. Well, actually, the horse, they're in the same stable, right? The horse and the goat has 2. The cow, even if it's a bull, it's 4. The cow family is a vache, okay, and they have a 4 connection. The goat family is a 2, like the Bélier, it has a 2-titty connection. So when I jump into the year of the dragon, right, I don't know if I spoke about that. When we jump into the year of the dragon, we're going to bring Leo with us. We're going to bring Scorpio with us at the same time. Did I say that before? Did I go Scorpio? Right? Sorry. Did I go? Yes. Not Scorpio. Sagittarius. Right? When we go into dragon, we go into Sagittarius, and then we have to jump back into Aries or Bélier. So that when we jump right back into the dragon, right, into the snake. Right, sorry, I don't know if I made a mistake between snake and dragon. When we're in the snake, take care, rain in Africa, take care, right? So now when we go, so understanding that every single one of these words has a numeric value, starts with letters, right? So let me get a glass of water, take a 2-minute break. I'm going to come back. I don't want to stop just yet. I'm going to show this around the apartment if anybody's new here. And if you don't know what I do, I'm going to come here with a blurb on what I do. What I have done, what I have amassed over a 20-year period, where I'm a truck driver and and at this time I'm going out picking up a pizza at a friend's place, you know, and all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, well, it was happening for a period of time that I had a vision, and I saw what looked like the Columbia pictures, Pegasus the horse, the mother of Jesus in the sky wearing blue and white. And I thought I called people telling them I was dead. I didn't know why I said that, because I knew I was much alive. But I was like, my mind wasn't here. I was like seeing like inside of things. Like if you made everything vibrate at such a speed, imagine if you made something vibrate at such a speed, you didn't move it like this. You kept it like this, but had a huge vibration. Eventually, you're not going to see what's here. And I can prove it, because I can prove just about anything I talk about, because if I can't, you better stop me from talking, is that when a car passes you with mag wheels and they're spinning, you can see right through the mag, and all you see is the brakes on the other side. Now, how is that possible? Because those lines are there when you're not moving, but yet seem not to be there when they're moving. We're going to take a 2-minute break here. Taking a 2-minute break. 2-minute break. Two-minute break. 2-minute break. Where's Kitty Cat? You know, you breathe. I haven't moved. I haven't moved the muscle, eh? Haven't moved the muscle. I washed my floors today. I'm so happy. Or I didn't do a great job. I'm not happy. I just want to do one thing for 1 second. You know what? You know what's nice? You know, there was an incense, right? An oil. I don't know what oil it was, you know, but there's an oil I smelled in the last week, like the music I'm listening to now. It just vibrates within inside of me. It just makes me feel like nice. It just makes me feel nice. I like it, you know. I think it's very important, you know, of who we are as human beings. And I still myself, you know, even today after 20 years, I'm still having trouble convincing myself. You know what I'm saying? Give me a minute. If you have any questions, I'm here. Let me finish this. I don't want to rush through it. The good old Matrix. You know, they feed off of each other. There's possibly either 3 areas or 3 wings. One body for 2 wings. Either they balance each other or they're feeding tanks of each other. J and J, 2 mirror worlds coming together, running off of one central E. This is the E letter. We see it, right? You can see it as a keyhole or 2 circles if you want. Depending on the angle, you're only seeing from the inside. You're not seeing the entire element. This over here, when you get to the top, you have a hexagon. The hexagon is either going this way or this way. Does it have anything to do with the feeding system? You move it all the way to here, then you turn it, and then you bring it all the way down here. Does that mean they're going around the moon? I don't know. I don't know what it does. This is just one of my pool designs. It's a gematria design. where you go 7, 5, 3, and 1 should have ended over here. So when you go up to 15, right, it's either 7, 5, 7, 9, or 5, 7, 7. I have a whole new range of numbers coming up here. And this is the reason why it goes on to this side. This is possibly, instead of being the 9, right, this will possibly another 7. And instead of continuing from here, in which I did, it shows me that it is the 15 ball, but the 15 ball brings in the next system, or brings in another level into the game. Because if you follow what I'm saying, when you overlap something and keep something here, it's not the same thing. When you're overlapping something, it'll be the 12. Let's say the 6 will overlap 5 and 7. The 2 will overlap 1 and 3, right? There was another overlapping I wanted to talk about. Wow. Becomes the rib. Which book? Here's another picture. It's 4, 1, and 4. 4 to the left, 4 to the right. The 5th one is in the center. That's your 9. There's only 8. The 1 is the link to connect. Your 10 is you connecting them. The only way to get 10 is when you connect them all. The other question is, this is in a straight line. Shouldn't I have another candelabra, right? Shouldn't I have an exit to the bridge? So if I have an exit to the, yeah, these are all, this is New York City. I got, here's the bridge to go down to New York. Here's the buildings. Here's all the water, right? See the way it looks like a shark coming in here? Maybe the shark means the way the art is. No, but if we had another candle, I'd have another 4. So I'd have, instead of having 8 days of Hanukkah, maybe I should have had 12 days of Hanukkah and see, do you follow what I'm saying? So, somehow there should have been 4. So I should have had 12 candles, right? But then that would be unbalanced, right? No, I'd have to turn it all on 120 degrees. Do you follow what I'm saying? Why I'd have to turn it on 120 degrees? Did you follow me? Where I am? I know I'm going to lose people. So unless I go really, really slow and stop me so we can see, we're building props, right? And I just wanted to show you that. Just want to answer a question to somebody. Yeah, I'm doing a vid. I'm probably not going to be finished for an hour. I'm not sure if I want to go out. I'm going out tomorrow. So anyways, we'll talk after. Yeah, this guy, they're on strike at the post office, right? On strike at the post office, so he's like bored. Where were we with this? I'm going to go push down my toast. I'm going to come back and explain. So 4,000 likes, that's pretty cool. That's absolutely cool. But I want to say up into Matrix, right? I'm going to have to talk to Matrix since we're all energy. I don't know which words to use. I think if you mention some good words, hey AI, Amazon, Google, Alexa, Metatron. What's the name of the one who won't let me go anywhere? Is it Metatron or Megatron? Let me see. Who was the purple beast in Reboot? Reboot. Who is Metatron? The character names. Well, I can't believe they're not showing him. Oh, here it is. But they're not giving the name. Why aren't they giving the name? Wow. Just give me a second. Oh, wait. Whoop, whoop. Okay, I'm going to show you him. And, right, you can see the red, the yellow, the blue, the green. And I don't remember what they called him, right? But see this beast here? You have to let me through. See the way his head's divided? See the way this guy is? Well, he's the one who's always trying to win the games. Well, not even win the games. He tries to go in and he works more or less. He can also be destroyed by the game, but whoever wins the game gets destroyed in the game. I don't know if he's the one. Anyways, he causes trouble for the net. He's causing trouble for the net. Okay, they destroy things on the net. And then there's Bob, right? There's Bob. And then they came to be these characters. I'm going to show the top camera first, if you can see it. Right? And that's Frisket, the red and yellow dog. Right? Comes with the soul and spirit. There's Andreas next to Enzo. Right? And he talks to Glitch, which is something on his hand like it's his spirit angel. Right? And there's Bob, who got caught in a game. Right? And he ended up to be the Silver Surfer, where he helps people defeat the game. Right? Even though I think that's exactly what happened. And then here's Enzo again when he was small, or that's the son of the sun. But anyways, that's where I get some of my information. And also it shows it right over here in their tag. See the tag over here? See the sun tag? See the flat square? It's not Ali fact square. When you see it, it's actually bent on an angle. So anyways, everybody's done. Everybody's gone. Take care, Ernest. Take care, Cynthia. We're going to end this. We're done. Have a great night. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. Share these videos. Open up my visions. And let's solve all the mysteries one at a time. I can only bring you to the door. You have to show up with what you're looking for, and that would be with the question.